Hello friends, this is lesson number 3 in the series of Indian writing in English, and today in this lesson we shall discuss Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, and his timeline starts from 1838 to 1894. One thing about him as a fact we can say that he was the first Indian to write novels in English. He was the first Indian to write a novel in English, the prose form. He belonged to a Brahmin family and he graduated at the University of Calcutta. And in the first video, if you remember, we talked about the university's establishment. So 1857 or so, the universities were established and he graduated there. Now, among his famous work, the work we have, that is Rajmohan's wife. From this work, we have a question in the UGC NET exam as well. So we shall discuss that a bit later, but first this work. Rajmohan's wife. It was published in the year 1864. Now remember this name because this is the first English novel by an Indian writer, and it is a novella. Novella is a sort of a shorter form. It is not that lengthy as we have novels. It is of a bit shorter form, and it was serially published in a journal, and the name of that journal is Indian Field. And earlier it wasn't that famous, and later on we have Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. He moved towards writing in Bengali language. So now about the story of this play, or this novel I should say. First, just a brief introduction I would give to you. Rajmohan's wife, the name of the wife is Matangani, and even by the title, the writer is trying to suggest that women do not have any identity. So that is why he is using most of the time the name Rajmohan's wife. Rajmohan is the name of the husband of this woman. This novel is written during the struggle of 1857, and here we have women as the prominent character of this novel. And the theme of this novel is that woman is pure and chaste, and she cannot be harmed by the Britishers. During the events of this novel, we see the struggle of 1815-7 as well. Now, Rajmohan's wife, she is presented here as a strong woman. She expressed her love for her brother-in-law because she was married in haste by her father, and her husband was ruthless. He was beating her always, and that is why she runs away from her husband, and then she moved towards her brother-in-law. And one more thing we can say, in this novel we have the ill side or the ill aspect of Indian society as well, that is being shown in this novel. Now, apart from this, we have another work by him, that is Kapil Kundala. Kapil Kundala, that was published in the year 1866. Now, in this work, the heroine is modeled after Kalidas Shakuntala. Now, in Hindi or maybe in Sanskrit, we have famous name Kalidas, his work Shakuntala, and the heroine of this work is modeled on that work's heroine, that is Shakuntala. And also in English, we have Shakespeare's Tempest, the last play written by William Shakespeare, that is Tempest. And in that play, we have the heroine, the name is Miranda. So the heroine of Kapil Kundla is based on these two characters, Shakuntala and Miranda. And then we have the most prominent work by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, that is Anandmath. You might have heard this name as well. Anandmath. It was published in the year 1882. The subtitle or the translated meaning of this word in English, that is Abbey of Bliss. Abbey of Bliss. Bliss means happiness, and abbey may be the place where we can reside. So, it is a political novel which depicts a sannyasi army. So, in this novel, we have a sannyasi army which is or that is fighting against the British soldiers. The sannyasi army, they are the rebellions. These people are the native people of India and they are fighting against the Britishers. They are not trained, yet they are fighting against the trained soldiers of British army. This novel has the elements of the nationalism, and as the plot develops, we see that the author is accepting one fact, that the Britishers cannot be defeated. So in Anandamath, we see this fact said by the writer that the Britishers can't be defeated. So their war, the sannyasis' war against the Britisher is futile. Then they turn towards the Muslims and they believe that the Britishers are their friends and the Muslims are their enemy. Now, when we present or when the writer is presenting these sort of sentiments, or you can say the plot or the story, that the sannyasis are considering the Indian army or the sannyasi people, they are considering the Muslims as their enemies, it gave rise to communal hatred among the people. So this is to be noted. Many critics have also criticized this. Now, Vande Mataram, the famous, we can say, our national song, that is also been taken from this work. Vande Mataram means I worship my motherland as truly as my mother. And Rabindranath Tagore, remember the name? Rabindranath Tagore. He gave a musical tone to this song, that is Vande Mataram. And Anandmath, one more fact related to this work is that it appeared in serial forms in Bang Darshan. Remember the name Bang Darshan. That is a literary magazine in Bangla, and this work is originally written in Bengali language. So that is all about. We have Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, Rajmohan's wife, Kapil Kundla, Anandmath. Now we take up the previous year questions. The first question we have, that is from Rajmohan's wife. Even when I was you can say appearing in the exam, UGC NET exam, I faced this question. Which of the following statement on Rajmohan's wife is not true? So, what is the statement? Okay, let me just. Okay, yes. Bankim Chandra published it soon after serialization and was elated in seeing its first copy. This statement is not true. He was not elated because this work wasn't famous, it wasn't that success early on, and even afterwards it wasn't that success, so he was a bit disappointed as well. And it it was published, or it appeared serially in Indian journal, that is Indian Field, I told you, but it wasn't published as soon as it was completed. Means initially it was serially published in the parts, and later on it wasn't that when all the serials or the parts were published, it was published as a single copy, not that. So the first point is wrong. The second, the novel was serialized in 1864 in short-lived magazine in Calcutta. That is true. Third, by common consent, Rajmohan's Wife is the first novel in English published by an Indian. This is also true, I told you already. And the fourth one, his vivid descriptions of the routine of Bengali household reveal a lot about the 19th century. Okay, century should be the world. So this is also true. So the first point is wrong and this is the correct answer. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee, that is, did not publish it just after the completion of the serialization of this novella. Next question we have, that is, there are in this question, the second one, we have to tell the correct chronological order of these works. So the first work is Rajmohan's Wife. We have just discussed it. It was published in 1864. By whom it is written? Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. Now, Abandoned Ganges. It was published 1964. And who is the writer? Manohar, not a famous name, Malgonkar, something like that. Okay. Then we have Kantapura. It is written by Raja Rao. And it was published in the year 1938. Okay. Raja Rao. We shall discuss these writers pretty soon in Indian writing. Untouchable, famous work by Mulk Raj, and it was published in 1935. And finally we have Distant Drum. This is also published in 1960 by Manohar Malgaonkar. Okay, so now you can easily see what is the correct chronological order of these works. So the first, it has to be A, then we go for D, then C, Kantapura, and then we go for E, and then we go for B. So the order has to be like this. So this is the correct chronological order. And the last question we have, which of the following text coins the slogan Vande Mataram? Pretty simple. Vande Mataram, from where it is taken? It is taken from Anandmath. So these are the three questions which are related to Bankim Chandra Chatterjee. So this is all we have for this lesson. Thanks a lot for watching this lesson and have a very nice day.